So I made a video yesterday talking about how David Pakman was going to be debating roaming millennial. Now that sort of kind of fell through, but the Politicon needs to get their stuff together, and we'll get into that later. But basically, it looks like that's going to end up being a panel, as David's going to talk about in the clip that you guys are going to see. But here's something really interesting, and I'm hoping that this stays on because nothing Politicon says apparently is confirmed until the days of literally when Politicon is happening, which is insane. But it looks like Charlie Kirk and Candace Owens will be debating David Pakman and Kyle Kulinski. Now, I have to say, this would be an awesome debate to watch. It would be absolutely hilarious to watch Candace Owens and Charlie Kirk get dunked on. It would really, really, really be a hilarious debate. It would really be a fun debate to watch. But let's see what David Pakman says about this.
Hey, let me give you an update about what's going on with Politicon. Politicon is a political convention that is taking place not this weekend, but next weekend in Los Angeles. It involves a lot of very toxic and unproductive debate, but a lot of big progressive names have been invited. And so when I was invited, I said I should do it, even if the debates are not individually that delightful. I think just being included in this group is a really, really good thing. Initially, I was going to do one debate plus two panels. Everything exploded where it wasn't clear that I was doing anything. I was put on a panel about the future of Democrats, and I said, okay, I mean, I can do that, but I'm not a Democrat. I don't know if I'm the right person, and I think that panel maybe is no longer happening. I'm on another panel called Should We Be Socialists, which is an interesting one about whether Democrats should run more as socialists. Now, I'm not a Democrat or a socialist, but it's an interesting topic, and that's going to be moderated by Sam Cedar. As of right now, I'm on the panel with Kyle Kulinski of Secular Talk, Bakari Sellers. It's been going back and forth between whether the fourth panelist is Marcos Moulitsas from Daily Kos or Anna Kasparian from the Young Turks. I don't know. The problem is I don't think there's any socialists on that panel, and I'm not a Democrat. So it seems if the conversation is, should Democrats be socialists, you should have at least some of each. I don't think there's a single socialist on the panel, but we're going to talk about it.
Might as well just change the topic at that point, right?
Yeah.
Rather than getting a whole new list of guests, just change it to something else. Should we be social democrats, maybe?
Maybe that's a better way to go, yeah. Then I was put on a panel about fake news, which was supposedly going to be moderated by Sally Cohn. The panelists were going to be me and three others. I was told it's confirmed. All of my events were on Saturday, so I went ahead and booked my flights. And then it popped up that it seemed like I'm just debating someone named the Roving Millennial. The Roaming.
Roaming, yes.
Roving or Roaming?
The roaming millennial.
Roaming Millennial, who I Googled, and it appears to be a mid-20s white nationalist woman. I was never asked, do I want to debate her? I never agreed to that. I don't know how it turned up. And then now it looks like maybe they're moving back off of that, and it's going to be a panel format about fake news. You know, the problem I have is if I'm going to debate a white nationalist, I can't debate them about fake news and pretend like it's just normal to be a white nationalist. The topic would have to be, you're a white nationalist, right? I mean,
yeah,
that's
the topic doesn't make sense, and the matchup doesn't make sense. They're 0 for 2 on that front.
But yesterday, big breaking news, I was proposed to have a panel/debate where it would be Kyle Kulinski of Secular Talk teaming up with me against Candace Owens. Candace Owens, and we don't know if it's Candace and Charlie Kirk. They're both part of this thing called Turning Point USA. I think it's some right-wing activism thing. Or Candace Owens and former CIA agent Dan Bongino, who just I think he just now criticizes Democrats and the left. I don't know exactly what he does. Either way, I think that's going to be pretty interesting. Kyle was told that it's Candace Owens and Charlie Kirk. I was told that it's Candace Owens and Dan Bongino, so maybe they haven't worked it out. But that is actually an interesting debate. I went ahead and changed my flights. That's going to be on Sunday, so now I'm coming back the following Monday. It could all get canceled, but as of right now, that's what I'm doing.
And if you could indulge me, what's the topic for that panel?
Oh, yeah. They have it called something like, How Are We Going to Get Along? which I don't think anyone's going to stick to. I think it's going to be a debate of left versus right-wing ideology.
Yeah, talk policy and none of this free speech stuff, I think, too. We got to talk about healthcare. We got to talk about taxes.
Yeah.
Like, let's get into the meat of this stuff.
That's what I want to do. And Kyle and I will be hopefully meeting in LA Friday, Saturday to strategize about this. They could back out, the people on the right. Lots of people, lots of right-wingers have backed out. I'm not cleared to talk about some of the right-wingers that have backed out, but many of my friends thought that they were doing certain things at Politicon, and they aren't. So it's next week. It should really get figured out definitively. It should be figured out definitively pretty soon. Anyone who wants to go can go. I mean, tickets are available online. Google Politicon tickets. It's in Los Angeles. I know that there are people already who have written in saying they are going to make the trek out to Los Angeles. Listen, this is why we have the show. This is why we have membership. We have a need to be out there. We ask for support on Patreon. This stuff is important. We're able to do all of this different stuff because of the infrastructure that we've built. And this is the latest. And a Kyle Kulinski, David Pakman versus Charlie Kirk Candace Owens debate, I think, could do really, really well for exposing the sort of emptiness of some of the ideologies that people on the right have been purveying relatively successfully.
Yeah, I hope it pans out. I really do, especially because we're only 9 days away from the event.
know.
But seeing how so many other of these panels and these debates have just been getting canceled,
Yeah.
they're never booked in the first place.
Yep.
Who knows what will happen?
Yeah, they. I don't want to say more, but let me just put it this way: I hope someday we all come clean. I think people are maybe waiting for after Politicon with the right wingers who effectively chickened out of certain debates. I think people in the audience would be stunned to hear who some of those individuals who claim to be all about debating and then letting the best ideas rise to the top like cream on top of milk. We're going to hopefully someday tell those stories. And by the way, quick note.
So first, I have to say that Politicon needs to get their stuff together big time, because there are less than 2 weeks until the days that Politicon are being held, and they do not even have confirmed debates yet. They don't have all the debates confirmed yet, which I think is ridiculous. I think that the fact that they don't actually have their debates confirmed, despite there being less than 2 weeks left, I think that Politicon really, they've been in the games for like, 4 or 5 years now, something around there. So the fact that they've been in the game for this long and they don't have these confirmed, they need to do this better ahead of time. And I hope this serves as a lesson for them, because you can't have, we're going to have this debate and then just totally flank it and be like, and there's no way David Pakman shouldn't know who he's debating until like literally just 1 week before. That's insane. But they said that David said that roaming millennial is a white nationalist. I don't think that she's a white nationalist, but she's somebody who I think has had multiple like white nationalists on their show. So she's more of a Dave Rubin type, where it's like you just bring on someone and let them go on a monologue no matter how ridiculous their ideas are. And so it looks like they're going to be doing a panel debate. It doesn't look like that's going to be a 1v1. And what he talks about there is that there's going to be a Candace Owens and Charlie Kirk versus Kyle Kulinski and David Pakman. Now, the sad thing... and I want to mention... please don't put the CIA dude there. Like, who cares about that guy? That guy's a nobody. Nobody even knows him. Just nobody. He's not even fitting for the plane. Just leave him off there. Leave him off there. Put Charlie Kirk in there, because that's truly what the viewers want. That's what the people who are going to Politicon want. That's the people who know anything about Politicon and who want to, to see the debates. That's what they want. So don't put the CIA guy in there. Make it Charlie Kirk, because it'll be more fitting. No one knows the CIA dude. And a team of Candace Owens and some random CIA dude is going to be pretty weird as a team anyways. But can you imagine, and the sad thing is we don't know if this is really going to happen, because fucking Politicon just keeps switching their shit like left and right over and over, which is ridiculous. But it is, I have to say, this is going to be a debate worth watching if this does happen, especially considering that both David and Kyle have done thorough and hilarious debunkings of Candace Owens. Remember when Candace Owens went on the Joe Rogan podcast and she just went on like this really, really stupid conversational sort of tirade with Joe Rogan, and she just kept spewing the dumbest possible thing. That's when I found out, when I saw that climate change exchange, by the way, because a lot of people ask me, who do you think the dumbest conservative pundit is? That used to belong to Tommy Lahren, but after watching that, there was nothing I could do but give Candace Owens that plaque, because she is absolutely the dumbest one. But this would be so much fun to watch because of how stupid Charlie Kirk and Candace Owens are. And I don't think that they've really debated any serious like lefties yet, because for some convenient reason it seems like these debates don't actually end up panning out. With real lefties, you have them debating, people on college campuses or whatever. But Candace Owens is a certified idiot, and so is Charlie Kirk. I mean, first of all, we're talking about Charlie Kirk, the guy who doesn't know the difference between weather and climate. And he was also exposed on Twitter because he sent out a tweet vilifying Barack Obama when he was doing the right thing in pardoning and commuting sentences for people who did nonviolent drug offenses, because they were given these massively ridiculous sentencing under these sort of parameters that were of the past and didn't make any sense. And then he praised Trump for doing the same thing. Remember when Kim Kardashian convinced him to change to pardon? I forgot her name, but pardon the woman who had the life sentence, I believe it was, and he praised him for that. So basically, what you're talking about is a complete fraud, and this is the moron, this is the idiot that Candace Owens said is the smartest person that she knows. That's probably just because Charlie Kirk cuts her paycheck. That's probably the reason why she said that in the first place. But Candace Owens is a complete moron, absolutely. But how is this debate going to pan out? I mean, most likely what I foresee happening in this debate is it's most likely going to be Candace Owens and Charlie Kirk attempting to make these really, really stupid points. And I think that Kyle and David, I don't think they're going to fall for that, right? I don't think they're going to fall into any trap about that. I think that they're just going to dunk on them really hard. And I cannot explain how much I hope this debate happens. This will be something really to watch. I definitely will be watching it, and I'm sure you guys are. But basically what I think is going to happen in this debate is they're probably going to praise Trump, right? And I think that Kyle and David are, similarly to how Kyle, when he was on Fox News, he didn't fit that sort of narrative picture of like a liberal who defends these illiberal things. So he ended up like smashing them pretty bad. I think that's what's going to happen here too, because I think they're going to like be talking as if they're talking to college campus libs, which are mostly SJW morons. And so I think they're just going to get smacked like left and right and left and right. I think it's going to be really, really, really bad. I think it's going to be horrible for Candace Owens and Charlie Kirk, because they're complete idiots, man. They're such imbeciles. It's insane how stupid they are. But again, I can't explain how much I hope this happens. Let me know who you guys think is going to win. I'm sure I know what you guys are thinking, but let me know how you think the debate is going to go down.